Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker, and it's a pleasure to follow the honourable member for Broxtowe. And I congratulate my party leader on securing this very important debate. The Prime Minister has returned yet again from Brussels with no progress made in stopping her disastrous Brexit plan. She is clinging to the life raft of her sinking ship whilst her Cabinet plot against her. The Cabinet Secretary is having meetings with opposition MPs to try to find consensus here. Her Foreign Secretary has said publicly that it will not be possible to get a version of her deal passed in this place. The Secretary of State for Work and Pensions urges the Prime Minister's government to try something different because she thinks Parliament is currently headed towards no compromise, no agreement and no deal. The EU is not shifting and has said that the withdrawal agreement is not up for renegotiation. The Prime Minister is impervious to all of this and is still continuing to push her deal on this Parliament and the UK in spite of the fact that she knows it won't be voted through. The Prime Minister is ignoring the effect of her actions. Sterling is plunging, as are stock prices and growth. But this doesn't seem to register with her, and her Brexit uncertainty is a nightmare for our constituents and local businesses. I represent a constituency which voted decisively to remain. Businesses want certainty, but they are faced with the prospect of a government which is going into emergency planning mode, and they have been given no direction from this government. SMEs are the backbone of our economy, and they will face an especially difficult time. In the budget, the SNP called for an office to be set up that would provide a service to support all SMEs in navigating new customs arrangements. The UK Government have done almost nothing to clarify the business environment for SMEs and are not helping them plan the worst, despite their commitment to do so. The Prime Minister has stood at the dispatch box repeatedly to defend her indefensible deal. She's pulled the meaningful vote until 14th January in the vain hope she can wear down those who oppose it. All options other than staying in the EU will be damaging, and the UK public certainly didn't vote for an outcome that's bad for the economy and their families. We in Parliament must be allowed to come together before the 14th of January to defeat the deal and to move forward. There is no majority for anything except defeating the Prime Minister's deal. We need to acknowledge that Westminster's two-party system is broken and Parliament is now a place of factions and not parties. There should be a people's vote. Things have changed in the last 2 years. There are serious doubts about the conduct of the referendum. There was no clarity about the consequences of leaving the EU. There is serious doubt about the legality of funding. People have a much clearer idea of the consequences of leaving the EU and should be allowed to vote with a much clearer understanding. Her Majesty's opposition have tabled a vote of no confidence motion in the Prime Minister. A symbolic action only. My friend, the Right Honourable Member for Ross Skye and Lochaber, along with the leaders of the Liberal Democrats, Plaid Cymru and the Green Party, have tabled an amendment to Labour's vote of no confidence and called for a vote of no confidence in the UK Government. I call on the Labour Party to move us all forward on a vote of no confidence in the Government. In July 2016, the Prime Minister stood on the steps of Downing Street and said, "We are living in an important moment in our country's history. Following the referendum, we face a time of great national change. We now also face a time of great national uncertainty."